Hello, today we are going to talk about how to contribute to KDE project easily by using the Qt Creator IDE and the two analyzers clang-tidy and clazy and the cppcheck. So this is the KDE community. The official website is kde.org. We go to get involved as a developer, and we have some easy ways of contributing. There's a list of more easy tasks, and some of these tasks are clang-tidy, cppcheck, and clazy. So let's go to clang-tidy. So it says that we should build a KDE Git repository using kdesrc-build. So let's do that. We open a terminal. Let's build all of the frameworks. So the frameworks are 88 Git repositories. While it's building, let's look at the configuration file. So the configuration file is kdesrc-build from the /.config directory. So kdesrc-build is installed and configured on my hardware machine, which is running Ubuntu 22.10. I'm using the kdesrc defaults. The thing that I changed is cmake build type not to be rel with debinfo but debug, because I'm going to use the debugger Qt Creator as an IDE. I'm using a greater number of cores than 4. And all of these are defaults. So the only thing that's really changed is num cores, not 4 but 16, and cmake options, dcmake build time not rel with debinfo but debug. So we have successfully built all of the KDE frameworks version 5. The next thing is to open Qt Creator. So I go Alt F2 for krunner. I write Qt Creator, and let's pretend Qt Creator was not open. Let's open it. So it says from the Qt Creator main menu, analyze clang-tidy and clazy. But first we need to open a KDE Git repository that was built using kdesrc-build with the ID Qt Creator. So let's select one of these. For instance, modem manager Qt. Let's see where it was built. So /kd/src modem manager Qt, this thing. This is the directory where we did git clone, where kdesrc git cloned modem manager -qt. So we go in Qt Creator, main menu, file, open file or project, Ctrl+V, kd/src, the name of the KDE Git repository modem manager -qt, and then we need to select the cmake list.txt file. Okay, let's move these things around. We go manage kits, we remove everything except this desktop default, remove, apply OK. And then this same directory, we go in Qt Creator, in the left hand side there's projects, and then we go the import existing build button. We paste in here, but we replace src with build. So we don't want the directory where we have the git clone of the Git repository, but we want the directory where kdesrc-build does cmake make to create intermediate build artifacts. Okay, so we go choose. And then we go manage kits again. So there should be just two desktop default, which means it uses /usr/bin gcc and the Qt that's inside /usr, but we don't want that. We want, yeah, and the KDE frameworks that are inside /usr. So we want /usr to be the location for the GCC, so the GNU C compiler collection toolchain, and we also want from /usr Qt, but we want from ~/kd/usr the KDE frameworks version 5. Okay, so we use this imported kit. Okay, it has already selected the imported kit as the one that we want to use, and it has already created a debug2 build configuration. Why? Because in kdesrc-build we have selected that cmake build configuration is debug, so it has created inside imported kit a debug2 build configuration. That's what we're going to use. We'll ignore anything else. Okay, so cmake was run correctly already. We can run it again if you want to build run cmake. Then we can build, which actually runs GNU make. This is the compiler output. And then that's about it. We can start using the tool clang-tidy and clazy from the Qt creator main menu, analyze, and then clang-tidy clazy. It selects all of the cpp files, all of the C++ translation units. I go analyze. So you'll need to look at each build warning and study it and see what it does. Some warnings are more important than others. Do pick one which improves the quality of the source code, one which doesn't introduce issues, one which you really know what it does. So it says we have a temporary, which is the result of this static function, static method. Okay, what does this thing do? So it returns a list of modem manager modem device, and this is the result local variable which is returned, which is constructed in here with a append method, and then this temporary, it calls first on it, and the error is don't call qlist first on temporary, clazy detaching temporary. Let's see this help file. So finds places where you're calling non-const member functions on temporaries. For example, get list. So this is a random method that returns a temporary queue list. When you go first, which is a method of queue list, might detach if the container is shared. Maybe the container is shared, maybe not. And a good replacement for first is const first. You should try to use const first wherever it's possible to use it. It's not really possible to know if the queue list is shared or not. Okay, so let's try to do exactly this. It seems like a positive improvement. I don't see any disadvantages, so we should replace first with const first. Control C, Control V. Okay, Control S. Let's see what const first does. So const first, in fact, just calls first and makes that thing const reference. So what's the difference between const first and first? The signatures are really identical. I know maybe this check is not up to date. Who knows? But you still can. You've changed, just added 5 characters and replaced a lowercase f with an uppercase f. With just this minimal change, you can create a git commit, do a pull request, a merge request, see maybe that gets approved or not. If it doesn't get approved, maybe it will have a reasoning like const first, it's actually identical with first in this case. Who knows? We don't know Qt enough. Maybe the people that look at our merge requests have a way deeper understanding of Qt and can easily accept or reject our merge request. Okay, Control S. Let's see how we do the merge request. So within the local Git repository, so we have just one remote, we need a second one. Okay, I'm not signed in. Let me sign in. Two-factor authentication code. Okay. So this is the Git repository, the official website, the official Git repository for modem manager -Qt. Let me go to my fork. I'm creating a fork. Okay, let me get the URL, the SSH one. git remote add fork, paste, git remote -v. Now we have two remotes. Okay, git GUI. So we're on the master branch. Visualize all branch history, says the local git master branch is identical to the remote master branch. Let's do a git fetch first. Repository visualize all branch history again. So local master branch is identical to remote origin master branch. We need to create a new branch here with a special name. What did we do? Const first. Right click on it, check out this branch. Rescan, it says that the current branch is not master anymore, but work/n-pre/const first. Click on the icon of the file to stage it. Where, the name of the file. What did we do? We should have copied the error first. So right click, copy, let's paste it in a Kate. Okay, so this text is the same, fix clazy issue, and then we paste as much as possible from the warning, including file name, line, colon, okay, put it on 2 lines because the line was too long. Fix lazy issue, then we pasted. You should not have your username as part of git commit messages. Fix, what? Okay, commit. Let's look at the history. So remote origin master, only one git commit with the correct commit message, with the correct commit content. So first becomes const first. Then I need to open git GUI again to make sure that I see the second remote, which is called fork. And now we can just push. So remote, push, the correct branch, fork, push. Okay, and let me run the analysis again. So bearer properties test, clang-tidy and clazy. Analyze. There should be just one warning in this file, not two. And yes. This line 73 is not warned about, there's no warning here, but there's a warning on line 84 which still contains a dot first instead of a dot const first. Okay, now we refresh the invent.kd.org/myusername/modem-manager-qt webpage. It says that you pushed a commit that might be used to create a merge request. Do you want to do that? Yes. The correct text is the text of the title of the only git commit. So there's just one git commit. The title of the git commit, the body of the git commit becomes the description of the merge request. I leave everything as default. So members can merge, add commits, the source branch work/m-p/const first will be deleted. Okay, and before pushing the create merge request button, the big blue button, I'm going to look at the changes and make sure that just one line was edited and just these 5 characters were changed. So lowercase f was replaced with a lowercase const and then an uppercase f. That's what I wanted. Create merge request. Okay, so we have used the Qt Creator ID and its analyze, clang-tidy and clazy tool. Okay, it was actually a clazy warning that we fixed, not a clang-tidy one. Let's see if we have a warning which is not from clazy. Yeah, so clang analyzer, that code. What's up with this? The value that we put in found, which is false, which is for each, is never read. Yeah, because found is a local variable, is inside this for each, which is actually a for of type, what is this? So this is a standard C++ for. And inside there's a if. Okay, so this local function that lives inside of the, I know, let's go to the definition. So it actually lives inside the else branch of the if that's inside of the C++4. So indeed, why do we see this assignment? So it goes bool found equals false, and then this found might be false or true, and then it goes qverify, which is from Qt test, which is an assert. So yeah, indeed, I don't know why this found existed. So let's try our luck. Let's do a merge request with this fix too. Okay, so let's copy the error. Right-click copy. Control V. We need to do some movements in here. So visualize all branch history. We need to go back to the master branch. Okay, rescan. Yes to all. Back to the clang error. Let's look at the changed files. File, save all, rescan. Okay, so we have just deleted the assignment where in the local variable named found of type C++ bool, we assign the value false. So it looks okay. Now we have the choice, either we create the branch for the merge request first and then we do the git commit, or since we're on the master branch, we can do the git commit and then create the branch. It's the same thing. So let's do the commit, where, which is the file name, what, fix, clang, issue. We paste as much of the issue as possible. So this part, Control C, Control V, and we remove the path to the full path to the net modem manager -qt git repository. Nobody is interested where I put the git clone, my local git clone of the modem manager -qt git repository. Okay, Control C. Is this really not used? Find next. Yeah, it's not used. Control V. Let's put some new lines to have the git commit message be not that wide. Okay. Let's put this thing. Okay, I'm going to do the git commit. Let's look at the history. So the master branch local is from the remote origin master, one commit newer. I need to create a new branch with the same name, the same style of name. So work my username. Found false. Should we use minus, character, or underscore? Minus, underscore, let's go underscore. This will work, my username, and then something. Create. I need to check out this branch. Rescan. The current branch is correct. Work /n-p/found false. Let's make sure this thing builds. Let's look at the compile output. Success. Let's run clang-tidy and clazy again. Modem properties. Let's just test the directory auto tests. Okay, so modem properties test. This thing. Okay. modem properties test. There's no more this build warning from clang on line 152. There continues to exist the clazy issue on line 66. Okay. So rescan, let's look at the history. Remote origin master, work and MariusP found false. Just one git commit after the remote origin master. Okay, let's push remote, push the correct branch to remote fork, push. Okay, close. So it says that I can create a merge request. Let's do that. Correct merge request title, correct description. Changes, just one line deleted, line 152. Create merge request. Okay, so I tend to have just one small change enveloped in just one git commit, enveloped in just one merge request. And all of my merge requests are independent, starting from the remote origin master, such that they can be merged. The merge requests can be merged independently. They don't depend on one another. Okay. And not more than 2 merge requests per week per a KDE Git repository, because it takes a number of weeks for both merge requests to get merged. Okay, so we're going to stop working on the KDE Git repository modem manager -qt and try our luck on another one. Okay, so we did clang-tidy, one merge request. We did clazy, one merge request. The next one is cppcheck static analysis issue, which is very similar. So let's pick another KDE Git repository. Let's go with libktorrent. Control L. Okay, what's next? This thing was built. No, we don't know if it's a part of the KDE frameworks. So let's choose from here. Kpeople. Let's go with Kpeople. Okay. I copied the directory where we did with kdesrc-build did git clone. Open Qt Creator. Open the KDE Git repository, which was built using kdesrc-build. So I select the cmake lists as the project file. Then I go manage kits, remove the wrong one. Then I go import existing build, I go paste, I replace src with build. I press enter. I go with manage kits. So there's just imported kit and desktop default, which is correct. cmake configure was already run. Let's go build this hammer icon build project kpeople Control B. Let's look at compiler output, successful. We run the correct build configuration, which is debug2, and we can go analyze and then cppcheck. It tries to select all of the cpp files, again, all of the translation units, not the .h files. I go analyze, I keep the defaults. Okay, and it has already found issues. Let's look at those. Says fake contact has a constructor with one argument that is not explicit. What is that? I know. Does it have documentation? It doesn't. An unknown macro. Not a problem. C-style pointer casting. Why did we do this type of casting, which is C-style, instead of doing C++ casting? Okay. Else. So we should do ++IT, not IT++, because it's a non-primitive type. I know. Ton of errors of type, or a ton of CPP warnings of type argument that is not explicit. Let's copy and find out what this thing is about. Ctrl-A, Ctrl-V. Ctrl-C. Let's prepare a Google search. Ctrl-C. Google Ctrl-TV. Let's prepend this thing with cppcheck. What's the problem? We can use explicit or remove the name. Generally good practice to add explicit to constructors like that. Always use references rather than pointers whenever possible. I know. Some style guidelines discourage use of single argument cast constructors. By default, declare single argument constructors explicit to avoid unintended conversions. It's bad to go string of int. If we really want explicit conversion in the constructor, then yes. Okay, so the problem is that there's one argument in the constructor. Okay, but then we're looking at KDE Frameworks version 5, which might have an ABI which might not allow us to put explicit to change the signature of a constructor. Maybe the explicit keyword changes or not the ABI of the constructor. We don't know. So let's close this project and try to find another one. Holidays. Let's go there. File, open, project, Control V, cmake lists, down arrow, enter. Manage kits, remove this one, okay. Import existing build, Control V, replace src with build, enter. Manage kits, cmake has already run. Let's run make, which compiles, and then analyze cppcheck. Analyze. qtest main. Consider using std find if instead of a rule loop. So we should replace the for and the if with the std find if algorithm. I'm not really sure if the KDE project uses std find if. Let's see. What's the answer to the question? Does the KDE community use std : find _ if? This thing. Control C. Okay, so this is ~kd/src. I open Visual Studio Code in it. I close all of the files. I go search Ctrl+Shift+F, Ctrl+V, and let's see what happens. So there's a ton of std find if. There's 500 of them. So it seems to be okay to use std if. How can we run this thing in a debugger? Using seasons test. Let's put a breakpoint here. Let's put a breakpoint here. So it's called seasons test seasons. So I go to projects. I select build and run, imported kit, run, and then run configuration. Okay, so it's test seasons, this thing. And I'm going to build, not in it, but because it was already built, and then debug, which is start debugging of startup project. Click. Okay, so now we're in our test. The shortcuts are F5 continue, F7 step over, F11 step into, Shift F11 to step out. Okay, so we go F10 and we're in the correct place. So let's see. So there's a for, an auto, a whatever this thing is. So this is a enum, not a class enum, C++ enum, C enum. Okay, and whatever this thing is, what season? It's a season, and auto is a what? Okay, what does std find if do? c++.com, CPP reference, both good resources. So instead of while and if, returns an iterator to the first element in the range first last, for which predicate is true. Because it has a return, not a continue. So it finds the first element where predicate is true. So the predicate is this thing. And the first to last is this thing. My vector begin, my vector end, and then the function. Then we need a function, and then what's my vector begin, my vector end. I don't know. What version of C++ are we allowed to use? Let's look. src, not src, but cmakelist.txt. cxx. So it's C++ 17 or older. Might be older, but probably C++ 17. Okay. So what's this thing and this thing and not these things? Show me a sample. This thing is a vector. Let's stop the debugging. So it's an array of 4 of season. Std initialize a list of season. Like what's that? The syntax becomes more complicated by using std find if in this case. So this temporary variable needs to be named and become a local variable. Then you need to pick z dot begin and z dot end, or begin of z and end of this array, and then the predicate needs to become a function like this or a function like this, and for what gain. It's pretty readable, this format. I know. Let's look at other issues. This is, in my opinion, not worth fixing. Okay, so there's a local variable named region code that shadows an outer function. This thing. In holiday region CPP. This thing. Search again, where are you? Control Shift F. Make it case sensitive and whole words only. Search. So it's the signature of the method. The name of the parameter. A local variable. Yeah, I know how to do this. Let's try to do this. So let's copy the text of the error. I'm going to put it inside Kate. Okay, so the problem is on line 1193. We have a for, a range for, and the local variable. Let's see if there's a inside of Qt Creator the IDE, a tool to refactor rename this variable. How do I do that? Refactor rename. And I go Control S. So not Enter, but Control S. Okay, let's compile this thing again. Look at the compiler output. It's okay. So we've renamed the region code to one region code in the sense that we're inside of a loop, and this one region code will change each time we iterate inside of the for. Okay, and it renamed in the correct places, hopefully. We have Git, and we'll look at exactly what has changed. And we can analyze again with cppcheck and make sure that this warning has disappeared. Holiday region CPP. There were two cppcheck warnings, and just one remains. Okay. Control S, let's do this. It's called kholidays. Okay, KDE invent kholidays. My user account. I'm going to go to my fork. Okay, let's copy the clone with SSH URL. So, okay, holidays. This is the KDE Git repository. Was cloned locally in this directory /kd/src/k holidays. Let's look at git remote -v, just one remote. Let's add another remote. Now we have two remotes. Git GUI in here. We run the branch local master, which points to the same place as remote origin master, which is the good thing to have. And it says that we did the rename once, twice, then it returns. We're inside of the same function, inside of the same loop. Hopefully the Qt Creator ID knows exactly where the local variable was used and where the method is used. The method probably has a pair of parentheses. And it did compile. I click on the icon. So where? What? Okay, so where, which is the name of the function, the file, holiday region.cpp. What? A variable shadows the outer function. So we fixed this cppcheck issue, and the cppcheck issue is this. Name of function, name of file, line, and text of the cppcheck warning. Looks okay. Let's create a branch, visualize all branch history. We're on master, right click, create new branch, work, my name. Region code. Create. Check out this branch. Rescan. The current branch is the correct one. The git commit we're preparing has the correct file in it, the correct lines, the correct message. We go commit. We look at the history. The branch is correct and is newer than remote origin master by just one git commit. Let me search again for this origin code here. So region code always has a pair of parentheses, and we're in the file holidayregion.cpp. There's places where it is the name of the argument to the function or the constructor or something. The member is called mRegion code. So it seems okay to me. Now that we have the correct history, git history, the correct branch, the correct git commit, we can push the correct branch to the correct remote, which is called fork. We go push, close, refresh, create merge request, correct title for the merge request, description, changes, ton of changes, one region everywhere, one, 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 one. And then we go keep the defaults, create merge request. Okay, so this is it. This is how you contribute to the KDE community easy by just compiling a bunch of KDE Git repositories using kdesrc-build. And then you go to this wiki page, which is called community.kde.org/getinvolved/development/easy. And you look at the possibilities. 9, fix clang-tidy static analysis issue. 11, fix cppcheck static analysis issue. And 12, fix KDE lazy static analysis issues. All of these require you to open the KDE Git repository that was built using kdesrc-build in Qt Creator, and then from the Qt Creator you have the main menu, you have the options analyze, clang-tidy, and clazy or cppcheck. You just keep all of the defaults and press on the analyze button. And then do your research. If months less than 0, if months less than 0, and months might become 0. And months is what? A argument. So this months will not change outside of this function, not in another thread. And then months is less than 0, and then we check again if months is less than 0, which certainly is because it was checked here and not edited between this open bracket and this if. This is another branch. So yeah, indeed, months less than 0 is always true. So you should do that. And you do a git commit with just this change and a git merge request with just that git commit. So this is it. Thank you.